Hi, in the series of developing spiritual virtues, today we shall look at austerity, tapasya, one of the virtues to be cultivated by a spiritual practitioner. What is austerity? Austerity is accepting some voluntary inconvenience for a higher spiritual purpose, like discipline that purifies our consciousness, or choosing a higher good over lower comfort, and all this goes to help our spiritual growth. We shall look at this in depth further. According to Bhagavad Gita, there are three types of austerity: austerity of the body, austerity of the speech, and austerity of the mind. So, what does austerity of the body mean? Like, we can use our body to be disciplined in a pure way. Practical example would be waking up early, eating simple, sattvic food or food in a mode of goodness, maintaining cleanliness inside out, regulating our sleep, and using the body in service of God and people. A practical example of how austerity of body is seen by a person who's on the spiritual path. At night, before going to sleep, instead of scrolling on social media, one chooses to sleep on time, which will help one to wake up early in the morning to perform one's prayers and meditation. This is called bodily austerity. What would be the benefits of following a bodily austerity is we will be in a much better health and energy. We will have strong self control. We shall have more discipline. We shall have greater confidence, and we'll be less slave to our impulses. Moving further, we shall look at austerity of speech, speaking truthfully, gently, and beneficially. We should always be conscious that we avoid gossip, we avoid harsh criticism which might go to hurt people. We will speak respectfully, whether we are speaking to elderly people or equals or even juniors, because when they see us speaking respectfully, that is what they will pick up and observe from us. Then we speak words that will uplift others, not bring them down. They always say that words can heal or kill. Practical example of austerity of speech could be if you have gone through an experience like somebody insults you. Now, instead of reacting angrily, you can pause and respond calmly. Now, that pause that you created between reflecting is called austerity of speech. Now, what would be the benefit of the austerity of speech? It could be we would end up having peaceful relationships. And in those relationships, there would be less conflict, more respect, clearer mind, and powerful and uplifting speech between the two is really good for a nice, long standing relationship. Moving further, we shall look at austerity of the mind. Now, keeping the mind peaceful and spiritually focused is so important on the spiritual path that we must practice it by avoiding negative thinking. We must practice it by gratitude. We must let go of resentment by forgiving people around us. Because forgiveness basically is not for them, it's for us. And we can control unnecessary desires. We can look at a practical example of the austerity of the mind. It's like, for example, someone ignores your message or somebody ignores your physical presence. Now, instead of assuming negativity or creating some mental drama in your own mind, like, oh, he has ignored me or she has ignored me, that's not right, and all that thing goes on in our mind. Rather, we could, choose to stay calm and think positively. Maybe that person is going through something in his or her life at the current moment, and therefore, in those thoughts, the person has mm, not ignored me but hasn't noticed me. So, this is the way you develop the austerity of the mind, by being calm and thinking positive in all scenarios of our life. What would be the benefits of mental austerity? Is when we develop mental austerity, one experiences inner peace, emotional stability, one's concentration improves, and there is so much less and less anxiety in one's life. And all this put together, the person becomes spiritually strong. So, why all this austerity is important in our life? The austerity of mind, the austerity of speech, the austerity of body. Because without discipline, senses become uncontrolled. Desires, they increase endlessly. They say that even if the whole sky is turned into paper and the ocean is turned into ink, and the person has given this opportunity to write one's desires, it'll be falling short. Then moving forward, mind becomes weak without discipline. So basically, we see austerity gives healthy boundaries in our life. How do we cultivate austerity? On all these three levels. On bodily level, we can have a good sleep routine, a fixed time to go to bed and a fixed time to wake up every single day. Eat moderately, not undereating, not overeating. Next, speech. We pause before reacting, always, because that pause will give us an opportunity to reflect before we react. Next is we could reduce our gossip, whether it is in person, on social media, on phone, chats. Moving forward, on the basis of mind. On mind, we can develop austerity by training our mind daily by fixing it on prayers and chanting, and reduce unnecessary social media, because that clutters our mind and pollutes our consciousness. Simple formula is, before I speak or before I act, I will always reflect on two things. First thing is, will this speech or action increase clarity and spiritual strength, or will my speech and action increase agitation and attachment? So, accordingly, I will weigh what is heavier. Is my clarity and spiritual strength that I'm going to gain is heavier, or increasing my attachment and agitation has become heavier? So, accordingly, I will choose to act and speak. Final essence of developing austerity of mind, body, and speech is, it's not torture. We must understand it means choosing higher good over lower comfort. And that comes with tremendous peace, strength, fearlessness, and devotion in our life. Thank you very much to be with me till the end, and see you soonest.